Morning, Mark. Can you hear me? Mark, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Try it now.
Hear me now?
Talk a little louder.
Can you hear me now?
A little louder.
Louder? Let me see the volume. Now? There, can you hear me now?
Not loud.
Not loud?
It's not very loud.
Not loud, wow. I'll just talk louder. Does that work better or?
Okay, if you do, yeah. Because I'm at the maximum speaker.
Yeah, we're on the max mic, so I don't know if I can.
Okay, that's better.
Move your mat closer to the
It might be
computer.
better.
I never have problems with Kirsten.
No.
I hear Susan fine.
Yeah. I just can't teach the class.
Better now?
Oof. We can hear you a bit.
Yes.
But every time we do this, wonder if we should reboot it.
How about now? Better?
No. I can
Maybe
hear
we should-
Kirsten when she's near the computer.
Yes, it's operating off the computer microphone.
You can't hear me now, right?
Yes,
Why? I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes,
Fine?
fine.
Okay, maybe it's just Sean. Mic to your mouth and talk loud.
I didn't want to say that, but that's what I thought.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta talk loud, like it's a party. Woohoo! Okay.
All right. Well, let's see how this works. Guess I can talk to classes. Yeah. All right, to get started today, let's come to the middle parts of our mats. Bringing our feet out to the sides of our mats. We're going to angle our toes inwards. We have an in rotation of our legs. We're going to start to move side to side, just a little bit of side oscillation, lateral movements, starting to lubricate those hip joints of ours, make it into a little circular motion. And then reverse the circle. And then let's find a position where we have equal weight distribution between left side and right side. So let's take your hips, drift them to the right, come back center, and then drift all the way over to the left. And as we oscillate between side to side, this is an opportunity now for you to kind of register weight bearing left to right, of course, of the body. And I want you to find an equilibrium, something that's equal to the left to right. So just kind of get more to the middle. And then, oh, that kind of feels balanced. With that balance now, I'm going to ask you to take your big toes and the ball thereof and try to rotate it onto the mat. And so maybe, just ever so slightly, you'll see your baby toes lift off the mat. And with that, focus on that interior rotation. Now, I'd like you to take the ball of each big toe and try to rotate it internally, so the midline of the mat. You might feel a little activation in those inner thighs of yours. That's what we're going for. And then let everything kind of relax. Drift your hips backwards. You get an orientation of weight, mostly in the heels. And as you get that orientation, I'd like you to take your belly button, follow it out, and then bring your arms forward. Kirsten's so advanced, just wants to get A to D like that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the palms, lift them to the sky, make the arms long. Let the shoulders kind of drift forward. I know we often preach a retraction of the shoulders, but right now, I'd like you to kind of reach forward, so we're lengthening for those back muscles, the lats, and so forth. And then let the arms sweep down slowly. And then when you get down to where your baby fingers over your hips, I like to take your thumb and spiral it backwards. Please begin to feel the muscles across the back of the shoulder start to activate. You're going to sweep the hands, arms long, back, so we're not bending to the elbows yet. Take a big inhale, sweep forward, palms face the sky. Reach forward, sweep back down. Rotate that thumb backwards, sweep those arms backwards. Beautiful. Now, from here, I'd like you to take your baby finger and place it on each side of the body. So I'm working with the mic, obviously, so I can't do both sides. Well, you can, yeah. Now that you've got the position, that little baby finger on the hip, use that like a hinge. So they can take your elbows and squeeze them together. And then open up the elbows and then squeeze back together, and do that exercise just a few more times. So it's doing a couple things for you, making you feel like that little shoulder muscle that rotates the arm backwards, fires up a little bit, but it's going to also lengthening out the front body muscle, which is the pec minor. And that often is big obstructions and big function in the shoulder joints. And as we work this a couple more times, enjoy it, hold it back, squeeze a little harder, and then push the hands forward like you're serving a tray. So bring forearm to forearm, and then serve up the tray, and then keep the palms facing the sky, make a fist out of the hand, and then pull that elbow all the way through, pull it all the way back, make your chest nice and proud, hollow out that belly. And then serve forward, bring forearm to forearm, serve out the tray, the ladder, whatever you want to call it. And then once again, fist forms, the elbow drives back. Squeeze the elbows to open the chest, and then push back forward. Someone's arm got caught. And then in this position, rotate the palms to face, drift your hips back just ever so slightly more. And, if we're here now and a little bit of tension in the lower back, that's really exercising those muscles in this prone-like position. It's too much, you know what to do, just take a break. If we can, we're gonna add on to this, and kind of bring it up to the mid and upper spine. We're simply gonna raise the arms to activate these muscles that I just talked about. That region, middle and upper back, and then lower back down. Lift the palm and face the sky, make the fist out, pull the elbows back, squeeze those elbows together, and then extend back forward, bringing forearm to forearm, bladder serving out, squeeze the forearms together there. Nice. Now, lift the palms to face, let everything shift forward, except the hips. We want those drifting back, and then raise the arms without compressing through the neck. Remember, it's all tension-free elsewhere in the body. And then relax the arms down, stand tall, sweep the hands to the sky. Little lateral stretch here as you push your left hips to the left. Take your left arm, reach it across the midline of the body. And if you can imagine both sides of the body growing nice and long. Of course, the left side really the longest. And then come back up center, switch it to the opposite side. Right hip pushes out, right arm reaches high. It's all about lengthening the side body muscles. So you can imagine you get the arm reaching ever so slightly more. You get a little more out of this stretch. Let's come back up center. Bring hands over heart. With hands over heart, drift your hips back and pull halfway forward. Wow, I think this is all part of the warm-up. It's like I'm actually working hard. Now, from here, we're going to come up to standing. We're going to take hands over heart and sweep the elbows back, fists clenched. We're going to have a palm facing sky orientation. As we squeeze our elbows together, take a big inhale, and as you exhale, bring hands over heart, pull halfway forward. And up. Bring it back, squeeze them together. Bring hands back over heart, pull back down, halfway. Come back up. Bring them back, squeeze them together. Hold up the upper body. Take a big inhale and extend both hands forward. As you inhale, raise the arms to the sky. Everything kind of drift back and give me as much posterior loading as you can. Which basically means shift the weight into the heels. Take a big breath in, hollow out that tummy, and now we're going to C-curve the spine. So that flexion at the top of the spine, hold it all the way down, and then let your fingertips descend down onto your mat. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension, drift the weight back to the heels and posterior loading. Exhale, pull back down. Inhale, extend. Hips drift back. Let's bring the forearms onto your thighs. So we have a tabletop like back thing going on. Now take the back of your head, pull it to the sky, and then as you do that simultaneously, although it's hard to do simultaneously when two instructions are one after the other, try to pull the head of the body. So it's just going to pull forward as the back of the head moves. You should feel nice or sometimes subtle activation in those upper spine side muscles run parallel to each other on opposite sides of the spine. And then as you release the next breath, take the forearms off the thighs, let the fingers descend back down here, and let the spine flex. Now I'm going to take this down to the lower back, simply by bending the knees. I don't like to sit in the European toilet of sorts. Hands are still on the earth. Hip flexors, you can feel them highly active now. We have a lot of flexion in those hips and bodies. Back is tabletop, but I like it in front, let it flex. Hands inside the feet. just gonna hang out. While you're hanging out, lift back, without toppling backwards. Nobody confused it while balance here. Position. And then on your next breath in, push your booty to the sky. Let your upper body just roll down. For a nice now extend your flat back. Exhale, bend both knees, lower that booty. As you inhale this time, sweep your arms to the sky, all the way back up to standing. Good morning. Nice. Let the blood flow kind of equalize through the body. Head kind of get a bearing of what's up right now. And then big breath in. Hands reach for the sky. Powerful exhale, fold all the way down and come into plank pose. Woo! So much excitement. Planking is a whole lot of fun. So what we're going to do today is we're going to push our chest through our arms and let the exterior part of the shoulders rotate to expand through the chest. We're going to find a nice activation by pulling the belly up and into the spine. We're going to make sure that legs are nice and long, so we're almost locked at the knees. What I'd like you to do in this lengthened type of position is take your toes and try to push the toe box, that whole ridge of toes, all 5 of them, simultaneously push them into the mat on both feet. Beautiful. Now, while you hold that for 1 second, let's oxygenate. And then now I'd like you to make an emphasis to push the right toe box into the mat. And as best you can, try to keep the hips square and lift the left leg. So now we have an orientation of weights mostly in the right. If that left leg has exhibited a little bend in the knee, straighten it. Now pull your hips upward and backward to down dog with the leg up. Drift back to bi-plank. Lower that left leg. Pressurize the toes. Make an effort to push. And then lift the right leg. And then pull up and back to down dog. And let's create this movement pattern. So sorry, now that we've created it, let's continue to do it. So between left and right side, take a few more repetitions. Important aspect of this is to create that muscular activation of pushing the toe box in and making movement happen. It's really kind of an opportunity to find a way of imprinting some good core stabilization into our minds and our bodies. Let's everyone meet back in high plank and then take it down onto your forearms. Now you can use knees as an option, but we're in a low plank position, very stable. And also here, we want to try to let the chest push through the arms. So we have an exterior rotation of the shoulders, much the same as we were doing in a standing position. So we've taken our wrists and elbows out of this equation now. It's going to infinitely make it more challenging as we take our right toe box, push it to the mat and lift the left leg. Keeping that leg nice and long and strong. And then switch sides. So it's a 1, 2, 3 count lower switch. Important that you're creating that earth-like, earth binding toe push, toe box push. All right, give me a couple more repetitions. Kirsten's almost broken here. If you're taking a break, that's fine. I know it.
It's too hard.
And then come back up onto your hands. Pull up and back to down dog. And then step your feet forward, up and in between your hands. And then as you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, fold back down. And hang out, take a couple breaths. That was a lot of core work. I know it's very intense. Great job, everybody. Sometimes you say, you're not getting it, you're talking too much. Well, yeah, we're doing this because we have a lot more muscle activation going on when we hold these positions for a little longer. Again, you know, you've got the governance, your self-governance to let it go. Now, everyone kind of walk your forearms up and onto the thighs. We have, have our back and tabletop. Let's make the chest proud and try to take each shoulder and pull it up to the sky. So we expand and open through the chest. While we do that now, I'd like you to take your belly button, hollow out, and give me some stability through this core region so we can feel the side body muscles. If you can kind of connect to those, try to do so. And then take your right arm and reach it forward. Really reach it forward, like everything kind of shift forward, like you've got a big money prize hanging out right in front of you and you just want to try and get it and grab it. And then return right, do the same thing with the left. Reach it forward, trying to get to that farther spot if you can. And then switch sides. And let's do it a couple more times on each side, nice and slow, about a 3 count, perfect. Trying to get a little, it's all fractional, just more distance, more length. And then when everyone's ready, let's bring hands over heart. And back up to standing, push your hands to the sky to salute the sun. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, fold all the way down. With your fingertips upon the floor, take your left foot and step it backwards. So we are in a lunge type position. What I'd like you to do now is lift your left leg up and into the air. So our lovely model Kirsten's demonstrating. Now, when we do this, this is creating a disproportionate weight bearing situation. Our body's normal adjustment is to shift right, bring more weight into the right leg. We're going to alter the experience a little today and try to shift your hips to the left. So we have more of an inward rotation or inward activation. And then while we're working to keep this, we're going to kind of work this exercise a little bit by taking the left hip and then opening it to the sky, bringing the left hand onto the hip so we can create a better opening opportunity along that whole body of ours. Try to open as best you can and then inhale. And then when you exhale, square back off the hips and bring that fingers of the left hand back to your mat. And let's do that again. You're going to open up, hand to hip, raise it up a little higher. And then as you release the breath, you're going to square back off the hip, return the hand back down. We're going to do this one more time. So the 4-time total exercise coming up. Try to create a little more extra rotation, making sure we're not shifting too far right as that left hand returns back to the earth. Return the left leg, step the right leg back. Raise it up and into the air. Now balancing on that left leg. We want to minimize that shift left this time. So we want to try to shift to the right. Legs long, legs engaged and strong. We've got a nice firing up of that quadricep. We've got flexion in that foot. We're driving the heel back and keeping the legs straight. Now, here we go. Right hand, right hip, both open to the sky. As you release the breath, square the hips and lower the hand. So this is just basically an opening exercise. As we do this, inhale. And as you release, you come back to square the body, exhale. Let's do this a couple more times. Enjoying this, I can see a big smile on Kirsten's face. She's very highly focused. This requires a lot of attention. And as everyone returns back down, that's that right leg return, step the left leg back. Bring the forearms, so we're unhinging. We're going to bring the forearms up and onto that right thigh. We make sure we got a nice stable stance, but we're going to bring a little more challenge today by stepping in a little bit so that the legs are still separate. You can run a pipe between the two, but we have nice and long. Now, straighten out that front leg, almost locked out. And then if you best you can, I'd like you to take the left heel and drive it down to the earth. So the weight bearing now on that front foot should change ever so slightly. It's a subtle change. But now you might feel your hamstring a little more active, little vibrato, little thing going. Now, if you got that, we're going to bring some stretch and length to that by taking the upper body, making it long. Keep the left heel driving into the earth and fold over that front leg. You can use your hands for support, step or walk up down the leg.
if you can, see if you can fold all the way into this. Try to keep the heel, the right foot, the focal point of the weight bearing at the front foot, with its forward. So the back of the front foot, pushing to the earth, driving the hip backwards, lengthening of your body. Those little subtle changes bringing more length. And then bend the right knee, lengthen the upper body, take the back foot, step it forward.
As you inhale, unhinge, come all the way back up to standing, salute the sun. We're gonna come back down and do the opposite side, fold it down. Step the right foot back.
Position it so there's just enough room to get the upper body in. Sorry, keep the front and back foot separate. Now we're gonna bring the upper body into play here. So let's walk up the hands. Take the right heel, drive it to the earth. And keep that front leg as straight as you can. Keep the hips as straight as you can, or square as you can. Now let's walk it down. The depth to which you go is all accepted by the body. So you know, you can get your fingers down if you can't. We know we're not forcing it either. Let the upper body lengthen, roll down. Keep the right heel driving to the earth. And keep the left heel driving to the earth. Take a couple more breaths. Lengthen the upper body. See if you can deepen into this a little bit. On the next inhale, take the right foot and step it forward. Keep folding. Let the upper body just fold down. You can inhale this time, extend to a flat back. Exhale, pull down from the base of the spine all the way up, each and every vertebrae, the C curve up the spine,
Back up to standing. Sweep the arms to the sky. Beautiful. Make a nice effort to salute the sun as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring hands back over heart. Take the left knee, raise it up. As we balance now on the right leg. Try to get in a situation where we have an active kinetic change. So from the foot all the way up through the head, we have activation. Got that right leg strong, engaged. You feel a nice orientation of equal weight bearing in that right foot. Let's lower the left. Keep that core engaged. Take the right knee. You elevate it. We got that strong push and strong kinetic activation on the left side as we hold up the right side for a couple of breaths here. Focus on getting better at this. Minimizing the wobble, getting control of the nervous system and getting your body actively working as we lower the right, switching up for the left, adding progression in. So take the left knee and open it away from the body. You'll notice as we do this, we want to minimize the rotation through the hips. We want to exteriorly rotate the leg bone, that left leg, while we work to keep hips square. Bring it back, lower down, switch up, open up, keeping the left side equally engaged as we keep the right side active. Bring that right leg back, lower down. Left side rises up. Now, open up, push your hands to the sky. This is an endeavor where we're finding length with the arms, finding length with the side body. As we create that exterior rotation, we have nice square hips, bring hands back over our hearts, return back down to the mat with that left leg. Right knee lifts up. Right knee opens up. Push those hands to the sky. We're simply changing a little bit of our center of gravity. It's going to challenge your balance a little bit. You're going to figure this out. I trust you are going to do this. Now, hands to heart, right leg down. Take the left knee, raise it up, open it up, bring it back center. Make the leg long and straight. Sweep it through. This is a very advanced move. So take your time getting into the position. This is also known as warrior three. We have length in that back leg, and now we're going to bring the arms back into play. Extend both. I'd like you to reach forward like you have $1 million prize on each fingertip. I'm making Kirsten dizzy.
Yeah, because you're walking in front.
Okay, now bring hands over heart. Come back up to standing, opposite side. We're almost through this exercise. Open up the right leg. No, bring your knee up, open up.
We didn't do that on the left.
Yeah, we did. And then we have to come back straight and extend out. And now sweep. I love it when the students tell me that I didn't do it. Yeah, I did actually. We'll roll the tape back. I'll prove it. And anyway, reach the arms long, pull, 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 drive that heel back, flex the toe, keep that leg nice and straight, hips square, beautiful looking. Bring hands back over hearts and come back up to standing. Awesome. Hands push to the sky. Beautiful. Fold halfway down, bring your arms beside the body. Palms are flipped to face the earth. Mhm. Nice. Now, legs are nice and long, almost locked. As we are in this half folded position, I'd like you to take the heel of the left and right foot and try to spiral it out from the center line of the body. That's the external active or external rotating muscles being activated. While we keep those muscles, which you should feel on the sides of the hips, nice and active, reach both hands down to the earth. So they're just below your chest. Beautiful. Now, while you work to spiral the heels externally, take your arms and start flapping like a bird. So opening and closing and open and close. As you open on this round, rotate the thumbs to the sky. Bring your hands together. So it's almost like a clapping coming down, palm to palm, open exterior rotation. Thumbs aiming to the sky, hands sweep down, clap, open, rotate, lift, and then bring hands back down under your body and then over heart, and then come back up to standing. Nice smooth transitions today. Nice. Push your hands to the sky. Big inhale. As you exhale, fold all the way down, walk it out to plank pose. All right. I love movement and exercise because our bodies are made to move. So here we go. Now take left and right heel, drive them into the earth. Keep those heels driving into earth. Pull your hips up and back to down dog. Nice. Now keep the heels driving into the earth. Come back to your plank pose. In plank now, while you work to drive heels to earth, I'd like you to bend both knees. Just let them go down, but not touch your mat. Keep those heels driving backwards as you straighten out the legs. And now take your right toe box, push it into your mat, lift the left leg up without shifting those hips to the side. I want you to be mindful of that. Have that mindful control. Lower left. Add a push-up in, go down. Knees optional, come back up, pull up and back to down dog. Beautiful. Drive both heels down into that earth of yours. Come back to your plank pose. Left toe box drives to the earth, right leg lifts. Hips square, not shifting sideways, core engaged. Lower the leg, come back to down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Or your feet up to your hands, depending on where you are on your mat. Just get there where you're nice folded. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Using the reverse swan dive, the C curving of the spine, come all the way up vertebrae by vertebrae and sweep your arms to the sky. Beautiful. Bring hands over hearts. Say namaste. No, stretch time. It's not namaste time. We have one more exercise, then we're doing some stretches. All right, so let's take your right foot stepping forward, left foot steps back, lunge type position. Integrating some nice movement patterns that provide nice core stabilization activation So we're gonna take that right heel and we're gonna shift back the weight simply by drawing the weight back. We're gonna keep a slight bend in that front knee. But now we come into action here. We're gonna take the left knee, we're gonna lower it down and let it just gently fall down on your mat. Take a little break and then come back up slowly. And then take that left knee and lower it back down slowly. Take a break. And then come back up. And do the same thing a few more
Oh.
times. Do it one more time. Do it one more time, girl. Take your back foot, step it forward, switch up sides, same setup, opposite side, same exercise. Now, we're kind of breaking momentum by taking that little break. So now we're really kind of focusing our body on activating the muscles we need to perform the exercise, as opposed to kind of throwing our body weight around, using that momentous behavior in the body to make joints move. This is very calculated. Slowly down, break, engage, and come back up. Let's do it one more time. When you rise back up, step that front foot back forward, push your hands to the sky. You're just going, do you make do this anymore? Fold all the way down, have a seat as you arrive on your mat.
Oh, stretch time.
It's, yeah, now we did the Sunday fun day bendy stretchy stuff, as Sue calls it.
Yeah, cheers.
Yes, Mark's going, yeah, I'm in for that. All right, so let's lie down on our mats. We're gonna do what I call a stretch that most people call hard work. It's practicing our activation of inward rotation. We're gonna put a slight bend in both knees with with feet hip width apart. We're gonna bring flexion to both feet. Take your big toe and try to draw it in towards your shin today. While we keep that, we're gonna rotate internally by bringing the thighs together. Now, Kirsten's got a little bit of a shorter bend here. We're gonna walk her feet out ever so slightly. So there's an obtuse of greater than 90-degree angle. It's so important that the angle in the knee, if you can see it, is greater than 90. And we're gonna take the flex toes. So we have the toes flexing into the shin. That's the halanchus. You might feel a little pull on the inside of your foot. That big toe being actively working. And we're just going to squeeze the thighs right now. And then, much like we practiced about a week ago, we're going to practice the exterior rotation. So we're going to use the heels as the hinge, and we're going to release the knees and then hinge and open the legs. And then rotate them back together. Yeah, feet open with the legs, with point, and then open. And then close. And when you close, I want you to make an effort to squeeze, like just give it a boom, and then open. And then close, squeeze. And let's do this one more time. Open. Close. Squeeze those thighs. Hold that. Let's try to create elevation in the body by taking the backside up. But before you do that, I'd like you to take your gut and suck it into the spine, like you're hollowing out your whole belly. And while you work to keep that activation, it's going to be hard, but I'd like you to try or practice that activation. Try to take your butt up off the earth. Now, we don't want to sacrifice the squeeze of the legs. So imagine that you had a little ruler, pencil, whatever it is between the legs, and you don't want it to fall out. I want you to squeeze on that and lift, and then lower back down. Pull your knees up and into the chest. Good. Now bring your forehead up to meet the knees.
So that's a good stretch slash exercise. When you've done the forward up to knees, rock and roll forward to back, come up to a seated position. Okay. Gonna keep the feet, oops, a little bit of gathering going on there. Feet about hip width, sorry, a little wider than hip width apart. And then we're gonna flex the toes. Get those shins active, folding forward. This is a tough thing for a lot of people to do because we have a lot of issues relative to our sedentary behavior. So this is an opportunity to focus on a lot of the posterior muscles. And allow them to kind of get a little bit of therapy, finding length. So let's fold in, and you'll notice that after a certain period of time, the muscle likes to release a little more. This is a very important feedback system of our body. Once these little parts of our nervous system realize that we're not actually stressing the muscle, but trying to just lengthen it, they allow you to get a little more out of it. So even if it's just fractional, it's small, it's big changes in the degree of openness of your body. So we're going to just chill out for a couple more breaths. And then coming back up to sitting, staff pose. Spine's getting nice and long, shoulders are pulling up to ears. It's going to take our hands and bring them over hard. While we're in staff pose, I'd like you to kind of make your chest proud and follow out that gut. While you're doing all of that, I like you to lean back just a little. You can extend your arms forward to cantilever, so we have a little bit more weight forward of the body. And then we can add variation of work by either raising the arms, making the chest proud as we do, and then lowering back down the arms. And you can actually lower the arms and get some benefit from doing that too. It's just changing the workload in the muscles that we're feeling right now. You can oscillate up, down. The important part about arm movements is about the activation we get, but there's also bad activation. So continue to move up and down. The bad activation is when we see compressive behavior form. So if you get the tension through the neck by this movement, then that's not necessarily good. I want you to find movement that allows you to remain decompressed. All right, back up to seated. And then Pilates style, back down, extend the arms out, C curve up the spine, go all the way down, reach all the way back. Make nice and long the whole body, point the toes. Now flex the feet, drop your chin into the chest. Sweep your arms up over the chest and then start to peel off the back of the head, all of the upper back, and right down, and then dive the hands down and extend all the way through the feet. This is a great stretch. You should feel all the way posterior wise, hamstrings. The gluteals are hard to really feel. It's a tough muscle to really stretch. It's pretty much one of the exact opposite for that muscle group. We need to normally shorten those muscles up. Those are always extended when we sit. But this is so good for the low back. Just letting it kind of hang out and chill. We're going to come back down Pilates style. Lengthen all the way back. Find that whole midsection, all the lower body, point the toes, everything pulling one direction, and then we reciprocate it by everything opposite direction, pulling through the connection point being the midsection. On your next breath, sweep those arms back up, drop your chin into your chest, and vertebrae by vertebrae peel up. Using a little momentum today. Are we a little tired there, sweetie? All right, dive the hands down. Extend all the way through. Take a couple of breaths. When you're ready, come back up to a seated position. Let your legs cross. Get nice and tall with the upper body. Let's bring our hands over hearts and let me say, thanks for joining me today, or us today. Namaste. Wow.
Did you finish early?
I don't think so. I think Kirsten was trying to say the class went by so quickly
It
today.
was hard,
It was hard.
especially in the beginning.
Yeah, we built the heat in the beginning. How's everyone doing today?
Okay, how about you?
Good. That's good. And I see it's Ann that's joined us, and looks like I know Sue is here. So Sue, Mark, and Ann, happy Sunday,
Missing Val.
Sunday, Sunday. Missing Val, yeah.
She took her mother out.
Yeah, she took her mama out for some thing to eat. Get her out of the house.
Something.
Hard class.
Sorry, pardon me?
That was a hard class.
Oh,
Yes, I agree.
it was a lot harder for you than it was for me.
Because
for me,
he's not
exactly.
doing it. He makes it too hard.
It doesn't make it too hard.
Yeah, you do.
No, that sounds like whining. And you know what whiners do?
Is this the Bickersons?
It is,
Yes.
yeah, this is
I
our.
haven't heard them in so long.
I know, it's pent up. Now we gotta like let it all out.
That's what
Very
Karen
cute.
calls us, the Bickersons.
I know, that's why I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I just relish the times when her and Rick are going back and I just say, oh, excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Bickerson.
Right back at you.
Right back at you, exactly.
Hey, when you've been married this long, it's hard not to, right?
Yeah,
Well, the key is not to take it seriously.
Right.
Yeah, right. And we know someone has a hard time letting go.
So I thought it was hard, especially in the beginning. Whew. You know?
Yeah.
Anyone got any plans for the day? I know Val's out with her mom. Anyone else taking their mom out? No?
no, I don't think so.
How's your mom, Sue?
She's okay. She's okay.
She moved, right? She moved?
No, she's not moving till next October. Well, we
Oh,
went and signed the lease together. No, she's
Oh.
good. It's Christmas around here, so it's like client gifts and other gifts, and it's like you have to have military precision this week, and I really don't. And so I've been working on that. I'm working on that. Oh, what's that?
Wow.
Oh, someone's calling. Eric Meunier. Okay, I have to go, guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna go decorate my tree.
Hello.
Okay.
Come on, send us a picture of it.
Okay, will do. Okay,
Mwah,
bye.
mwah, mwah. Love you guys.
Bye.
Have a wonderful Sunday.
Bye, Mark. Bye,
You
Ann.
too. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. He canceled on you on a Sunday.